Hey everybody, it's Dogger13R coming at you with another episode. Today we're gonna showcase the Reach, one of the mercenary tanks on Baja. And I'm not big into the mercenary tanks myself, but I figured I had to unlock at least one. And I'm gonna share with you why I turn on mercenary contracts even though I'm not interested in the vehicles. And that's because you can get all kinds of extra free stuff like consumables, XP boosts, crew XP boosts, silver, premium days. There's all kinds of stuff in there, and it doesn't cost you anything to turn the contract on. So at the end of this video, I'll take a look at some of those contracts, and I'll show you the things I look at when I'm farming them. But I had so much of this Reach contract that I could fulfill just through my normal gameplay, I decided to go ahead and unlock it. And I kind of have a lukewarm, response to it. It's a jack of all trades, but master of none. And, any of these things that you put a bunch of stuff together that doesn't go together, well, it's only going to do so much so good. It's not going to be, great for anything. It's going to be okay at a number of different things. And, its name is the Reach. Just a little bit of information for this tank is, it's got I think it's a 122. It takes 3.5 seconds to aim. This vehicle, even though it looks like it has a bunch of bolted on armor, you do not want to brawl in this thing. I made that mistake once or twice and said, oh, that's why they call it the Reach. But then you've got to ask yourself, do you really want to be playing sniper sitting back camping in a vehicle with the 3-bar heavy tank symbol? So we'll take a look down here and see Mr. Hetzer. Hello, Mr. Hetzer. Goodbye. So every now and then you can do something like that, or if RNG is your friend, and for this game it was. A lot of times it isn't. But yeah, so do not brawl with this thing. It's called the Reach. It's meant to shoot at long range. But then you're a heavy tank that's playing sniper, and your whole team's going to rage at you for playing your tank correctly. And we'll go into sniper mode here today so that we can see, what's going on, and that I am getting lucky with some RNG because my aiming circle isn't closing fully, but I'm still snapping some shots. Like that one there. So goodbye, Mr. T-3488. We'll go ahead and steal a couple of kills and put them on the board. That'll make people think that this tank is great and that we're a really good player, because that's the measure of effectiveness, huh? So, even if you don't have any interest in these mercenary tanks, get in there and look at what you're going to play that day. Whether you're playing light tanks or a particular nationality of tank, maybe you're on a grind, you can turn some of those contracts on and put some free stuff in your pocket and really accelerate that. And it'll save you some silver, some premium time, whatever those rewards are. So we're moving up here with the team. We're 7-1 currently. So that's a great game to showcase the mercenary tank and put it in a positive light. Because I'm sure it's just the fact that we have this mercenary tank on the field that's responsible for all of this great success. So we stole a couple of kills, and here's another T-3488. I just stole one, so I'll put a big round in him and let somebody else steal that kill. I don't actually consider it kill stealing, but hey, when you're reloading and on target, by all means pull the trigger. Steal kills from me, I don't care. As long as our team wins, that's what I'm trying to do. So we're going to move around, and you'll get an idea of the kind of mobility this thing has, and it's got okay mobility. Its armor is just not suited for heavy tanking in a traditional sense with this big slow derp gun. But for a Panzer 3J, we'll just put a snap on him and let him go right in there. So obviously this was a runaway win. We're still 12-4. We're going to see if we can't get this artillery here. And if we can get down there, no, they got him. So we'll just peel around and There's 3-on-1 down in there. There's no way that I'm going to cap, but I might as well sit in the cap and get a couple extra XP. And I can always drive out at the last minute if they need another second or two. But I might as well collect the extra experience while I'm already in the circle. So that was a look today at, the Reach mercenary tank. And we'll put up some the contracts here at the end of the video. And then we'll have a little bonus at the end there. So give you something to watch through as we talk about some of those things. And as always, I'm going to take a look at the tank here, but I'm not going to go through each individual stat. You can go in there and take a look at it in your tanks tab, on your main garage and multiplayer there. So there we were. I'm not even sure that's top 5. I'm almost 1,000 damage. Four shots actually connected and penetrated. And, it's just not a style of play that's real interesting to me. And that's probably part of why I feel the way I do about this tank. So, if you're looking at getting something like this, it'd be a lot less work to grind out a 3601H in the German tech tree, and you'd get a better tank. But there I got some small consumables and unlocked the next deal on whatever contract I had active at the time. So we'll take a look at it. It looks like it's got all kinds of armor bolted on, or it's got a bunch of super stuff. If you go brawling with this thing, you're gonna die instantly, all the time. So I wouldn't try doing that. And, it is indeed called the Reach, but ask yourself, do you really want to camp in a heavy tank? Everyone's gonna rage at you, and, why bring a heavy tank to a sniper fest? So here you go. You can look at some of these different requirements and some of the different rewards. 3 days of premium time, some XP boosts, some crew XP boosts. Of course, when you get it, you get a fully trained crew and a garage slot to go with the vehicle. And so just go into your tanks tab. From multiplayer, it'll take you into your garage, and then you can tab over and get into these contract areas and just go through the different one. Play as a Churchill 7. Well, I don't have one, but I can play as a whatever heavy tank. Now, one stage I had to skip on this because I don't have British heavy tanks, and I think it was an earlier stage, and it was about $2 worth of gold to skip it. Normally I wouldn't do that. I'd just farm whatever I could for free. But I decided I'd go ahead and put one mercenary tank in my garage and, just give it a fair shake. But from now on, I'm going to look at whatever contracts are currently available. I'm going to look at what I'm playing, play any American or mercenary tier 5 through 10. And I can get some additional consumables and silver. Okay, what do I got to get? 2,400 experience and win a battle? Oh, that'll take a game. Maybe 2. And, so it's kind of like I use it like additional ops tabs. I'm currently working on the bucket just because I wanted to do some light tanking around. But I think I'm going to let the contract expire without actually finishing it off. That last XP stage was a bit more than I had time for. And of course you can skip an individual stage and it'll give you a discount, depending on what stage it is. Then you could actually purchase it out at the end if you wanted, for whatever fee. But by the time you get to that last tab, there's not that much of a discount on actually getting the tank. So, here's the bulwark, 2,000 extra silver and ×2 crew boost or ×3 XP boost on this one. And you got to play as either the Skoda or a Czech or mercenary medium. So ask yourself, do I have this in my garage? Do I want to play it? And then it can save you money. Here's some large consumables. Maybe you need that for your higher tier tanks. I don't really put large consumables on anything in those middle tiers, but tier 9 or 10, large consumables definitely come in handy. So it's just a way to get a couple more of those built up in the old garage for free. And that way it won't cost you a ton of silver when you actually go in to do it. Everybody's all big about this sharpshooter contract. I've seen them on the battlefield. Don't really have any interest in getting one myself. And some of these top tier contracts, they require a lot more before you get that free stuff, and I'm just farming them for consumable silver, XP boost, premium time, whatever it is that I can get. And I don't really care to, ever get any of the vehicles they currently have available. And it's just not for me. If it's your thing and you're into it and you really like the customization, that's great. I hope you enjoy it and have a good time playing it. But if you're like me and it's not your cup of tea and you're more of a historical player and you would rather put a Tier 6 3601H in your garage, which is all around a better tank than the Reach in my opinion, then go ahead and just grind it out. It'll take you less effort to grind that tech tree tank than it will the mercenary tank. And you don't have to, you'd only have to play the one tank that's in the tech tree next to it. You wouldn't have to have a whole bunch of different stuff in the garage. So I hope that's helpful, and you can put some extra free stuff in your garage and get some benefit out of this mercenaries line, even if it's not something that you're into. And I know a lot of the channels talk about a lot of people not being into it. So that's a way to make a positive out of something that you just didn't consider, desirable at all. So I'm Stalker13R. Thanks for watching.